Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building a Nation with Polonia Warszawa. Today, I thought we'd start the page of the dynamics screen, particularly the social groups. Someone said they wanted to see the sort of friendship groups, and I actually haven't had a look at this screen this entire save. I always look at the other ones, but never the social groups. And this is pleasing to me a lot because if you actually look at this, we've got our entire, basically, first team squad split into two different social groups of a decent number of players with team leaders and influential players in both of them, the captain in one of them. And this is about as perfect as I could have it, really. As you can see here, core social groups are in very high spirits and are pulling in the same direction. I mean, that says a lot to me. We've got no outsiders in this group. Everybody fits in. And this is something that's important to look at. If you look at the scout reports when you're bringing in players, they actually will give you ideas about players, how they fit into the social groups. And it is worth noting because getting that level of cohesion could be very important, and I think getting the right dressing room has really helped us, particularly this season. I found a Romanian regen in my Sheffield FC save called Moyes Vladipol. Must have been a clone of the guy from the Region Sunday, so that suggests to me that it's actually a hard-coded regen. There are definitely some players that are programmed to appear in the game. Usually they're named after developers of the game and various other stuff. You'll see quite a few of them. I'm in 2026 with Polonia, and now Polonia share a stadium with Legia. What is this madness? Is this like a thing that's programmed to happen, perhaps? I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I feel like at some point we are going to need a new stadium, though, because we're getting pretty good attendances right now, and I feel like if we do start to build even more, then we're going to start maxing this stadium out pretty bloody fast, you know? Now, one more thing we're going to be adding, since it's the last day of the season episode, or last two games of the season, what I normally do is I go through the other Polish leagues. We're doing that too, but in addition to that, we're also going to be looking at how the big teams that were in Europe performed, where they got to, so I can actually show you what they did, which is cool, I think, and also have a look at the Polish national team as well, even though it's not technically about the national team, this save. I really cannot stress this enough. This is not about building the national team. We can't really do much with that. It's about building the leagues themselves, but we're still going to keep an eye on it for a potential takeover much later down the line. So we've got all that to look forward to. Final two games of the season. All sorts of stuff. This is going to be a bumper-ass episode, and there's a lot on the line here, guys. So, we've had some games off camera. Oh, yes, we have. Gonna forego the highlight packages a little bit on these ones today, and you'll understand why in a minute. We started off away at Legia, and, well, this was never really going to be an easy game for us, but the main reason I think this game sucked massively, as you can see, two injuries in 3 minutes to Przemysław Yamrog and Arkadiusz Gorka, two absolute key players in this team, and not only are there injuries, but they are gone for rest of season injuries. Yamrog broke his toe. He's going to miss 2 months. 2 months with a broken toe. What is his toe made of, glass? And unfortunately, Gorka, what did he get? Strained wrist ligaments, which was 7 weeks. So they're both going to miss the rest of the season. And that is a big miss for us. Really it is. I think these two have really changed the way we've played this year, particularly Gorka and Yamrog, frankly. They've both been excellent. So, yeah, it was a real shame for that. And we just really couldn't come up with much after that. And, yeah, Legia were able to steamroll us and win 3-0. And then this happened. And here beginneth the reason why the highlight package would end up extending the videos way too long, a bit longer than we needed to. We did get a win against Rakov, which was really nice, like a sensational performance from Mateusz Bochnak, but this is just a mental game. We got a red card in this game too. Like, we really did batter them in places. Chmiel got a goal, Konefal got a goal. At one point we were 5-1 up against Rakov. I think actually when we got the red card, I think we were 5-2 up at that point. Yeah, we were. And then they got two late ones through Razak and Pavlovsky, but it could have, if there'd have been another 10 minutes in this match, I reckon we'd have drawn this 6-all. We were sensational on the night, though, is what I would say. And to be 5-1 up against Rakov was amazing. For Yash, it was great. Bochnak's hat-trick, 2 assists for Chmiel, a goal. Wugowecki got a goal and an assist. Konefal scored a goal. Kastelik got an assist. It was a massive victory that we really needed. And to score 10 goals in one game between us, defensively, shocking, but attacking-wise, to score 6 goals was phenomenal. The red card really did not help us, though. Skretch just got sent off for a 2-footed lunge, I think, at 5-2. What I will do with the highlight packages in future is if there's any amazing goals, I will make sure to show those while I'm talking, because I find that if I put the highlights in, sometimes they extend what I'm talking about the game longer than it needs to be, basically, and I feel like we could take up that time with more important stuff sometimes. It will certainly become noticeable once we start to dominate this league, which we're not at the moment, of course. And then we went away to Lech, and this was an absolute mugging job. I could not believe this. We fell up behind fairly early on. Novikovas got through. A bit unfortunate, but shit happens. And then, obviously, top scorer in the league, Reit, made it 2-0 before half-time, and we were done. We had, I think, 2 shots, and none of which were on target in the entire game at that point. It was woeful. Second half, we made a couple of little changes and just threw caution to the wind and went, you know what? If we lose 4-0, we lose 4-0. We might as well try and get something from this game. And then we got an opportunity. Fijarczyk got the ball and smashed it in for making it 2-1. And then we won a penalty in the 92nd minute, which Mateusz Ługołecki dispatched to get us an absolutely vital point. Any points we get at this stage of the season against teams like Lech, who are top, is massive. It could be the difference between Europe and not Europe. And you'll understand why in a minute. As we then had a really, really poor performance away at Pogoń in the league. They played a 4-4-2. We didn't really come up with much. Still created a few little chances. A draw probably would have been a fair result. We pushed. With 10 minutes to go, I thought we could get something from this game. We could go and get the win, and we kind of needed to at this point because Pogoń were kind of not really in the conversation. So we needed to try and go and find the 3 points. We threw everything forward, and in the 93rd minute, they caught us on the break. Balaniuk got the ball. He went round our defender and then just slipped it home for 1-0 Pogoń. Such a shame. Massive shame. It's just not what you want to see at that point to be losing these games. We just weren't great on the night. And injuries and suspensions have really cost us. We've had so many fourth yellow card suspensions over this period, to the point where every game we've been missing 1, 2, sometimes even 3 players because of the suspensions. It's really hit us at the worst time. But that is kind of the risk you run, unfortunately. And then finally, we had a 2-2 draw at home against Śląsk. It could have been so much better. We took the lead in the 3rd minute with an own goal. The ball was kicked against the guy's chest and he made it 1-0. It was good, but unfortunately, Malasius, who's been the bane of my existence this season at times, equalised for him, and then they went in front before half-time, totally against the run of play. We were still pretty good on the night here. Thankfully, Wojciech Fijarczyk grabbed another goal to bail us out this time, but again, it just... and he got Man of the Match award once again. Zawczykra was also excellent, but if a win in this game, and I would be dead cert that we were going to get that 5th or 4th spot. But the draw, it just doesn't quite. There's a lot on the line today. A lot. What I mean by that is this is how things stand. We are 5th place. I think the likelihood of getting 4th is gone. There's still, I mean, we could still get it. Let's put it that way. But I think it's unlikely because we're playing Legia today and we have Wisła at home on the final day of the season, which could be the decider of who gets European football. But also, more importantly, Wisła are playing Lech at home today. So they're playing the top side in the division. So there's a really good chance. Śląsk, I think, are probably unlikely to be able to catch us, and Pogoń can't. So it's really between us and PWOK. That's the main thing here. We could still overtake Rakov, but it's probably unlikely. It's all about getting that 5th place, and it will go down to 5th. So this is huge now. As you can see, Yamrog out, Mazlanka out, Gorka out, and they've only got 1 player out. But that does mean that I think we haven't got any more suspensions. So it does appear that we'll actually be able to play our full strength lineup. Well, not full strength, but as close to full strength as we're able to get. So Kaslik can come back in too. Kokoschka. Yeah, we just had so many of those fourth yellow card suspensions. You could see that Konefeld and Zaborowski are both on those as well now. It's just all caught up with us at the worst time. But this is why squad depth is important. So on the bench, we're going to go with Janowski, Bieżalo, Sauczek, Gorka, Patrikat, Zuba, and Oscar Octavian. I didn't call it Oscar. Octavian. So that's our bench. That's okay. You can see Mazlanka's out, Gorka's out, Yamrog's out. No more suspensions, thankfully, but we could get a couple more if there's any yellow cards floating around. So it's not ideal because I still think this is going to be crazy difficult. Oh my god, actually, we're not looking great on fitness levels, are we? Look at Zawczykra. I really didn't pay much attention to that. Janowski might well be coming on in this game. Let me just zoom in. The reason I have to zoom in at the start of episodes is because on my laptop I have to zoom it out again. This is huge. Any points we take from this match would be points that we could potentially wrap something up for us. Even if we got a 0-0 draw, that would be amazing. They're really good at setting themselves up like that. Oh god. Let's play Where's the Right Back Gone? Oh, great save from Neugebauer. The right back. Wherefore art thou right back? In the worst news possible, Wisła have just taken the lead against Lech Poznan. Oh no! Oh, now it's deflected in. This could be really, really bad. Then again, we do still have them at home on the final day. It's just not the situation I would have wanted to find ourselves in. Ball rolled to the edge of the box. Vezovic has hit one, and it's just deflected off of one of our... The ball actually gained speed as a result of hitting our player, and now we trail. Spahiu, go on, get out there. Oh no. Oh no. It's going to square it. Oh, come on! Everything's just deflecting into their path. That's the second goal that's come as a result of a deflection in today's game. It's like being Fulham all over again. We should have dealt with this here. He needs to win the ball there, but he doesn't. And then we should block this here, but we don't. And eventually it's ricocheted into his path. And, oh, God. It's just not been a good performance so far, has it really? Ługołecki. A goal back now and there might be hope for us. Janowski, the youngster. Oh, I was hoping he'd go for goal. Camille! Oh, what a chance. That was much more like it. We got in there, got a shot. The possession's actually improving in the second half. Come on. Keep it sensible. That's not a bad ball for Zaborowski. We need some big runs. We need a big performance from someone like Fijarczyk today, really. Oh, and there it is. Camille! Oh, God, the chance was there again. Ball downfield. I mean, we still know what we have to do. If we can beat Wisła on the final day, then we've got 4th Oh, what a strike from Matheus Rosales. 3-0 to Legia. God, our results in the derby against them this year have been a bit piss poor, apart from that one random one in the cup where they didn't make a substitute. We're just not as good as them. And I suppose to think we would be at this stage is a bit ridiculous, but we've set really high standard. This is an unbelievable strike from Rosales. Neugebauer is never going to keep that out. He does his best job at it, but it's 3-0 to Legia now, and it does look as though we're going to have a hell of a battle on the final day. No, he's cleared the ball. A shot on target in the end there for Fijarczyk, but no, poor performance. 3-0 defeat. First 2 goals, there was some definite misfortune about them, but it's just one of those things that we didn't create enough and we didn't take our chances when the opportunities fell for us. If Wisła hadn't won, we'd be in a much better position, needing, I think, only a draw going into that final day of the season. But now we have to beat them at home. We can do it. We beat them 4-1 last time we played them, so it can be done. I'm just perturbed by the prospect of having to do it. That's my concern. Anyway, let's get over to that game now. Right then, we're back. It's all on the line, basically. It's a straight shootout. If we beat Wisła today, we get 5th place and European football. If they get anything other than a defeat, they get it. That winning, I was not expecting them to go and beat Lech, in all honesty. I figured we had that one in the bag. So we need a big performance today. Our record against them isn't too bad, though. We are going to be missing, of course, these guys. But also, Neugebauer's decided to bugger off on international duty. Because, you know, why finish off the season when you could just piss off on holiday? But other than that, we should be okay. The issue is, of course, Zavžikrai. No way he could start this game. It was too close. The games are just too close together. And as a result, we're going to have to bring in Janowski again. I feel like he's the only real option there. Fijarczyk's not in great shape either, gotta say, but he will start. We'll bring someone off the bench if we need to. So on the bench, we're going to go with Peltzy, Bierzalo, Sauček, Gora, Patrikat, Zuba, and Octavian. Plenty of options to replace Fijarczyk. I don't know. We've not done anything but win against them this season. If we make it 3 out of 3, then we get it. This is about the biggest moment of this save so far, in all honesty. Let's see what they're doing. Okay, pretty standard stuff. That's fine. Inside forward at the right position. Yeah, okay. No. Oh, yeah, there is a playmaker, but he's further up. Okay. I mean, even if we didn't qualify for Europe, it would be a massively good season. But I feel like the bar we set for ourselves earlier this year, we kind of need to. Be your best selves and finish off the season in style. I need a huge performance from Janowski today, and that is really a big ask. Like, he's done well in some games when he's come in, but to actually rely on him in a game where he actually has to come up with the goods, that's quite something a bit different for us, really. Zaborowski does have a new PPM, though. He can run past people. Bochnak, yes! 1 minute into the game, Mateusz Bochnak gets into double figures. Oh, I thought he might have it at him, and there you go. Zaborowski with the assist already, and now we would go above them, and that is amazingly big. Yeah, Zaborowski now has the PPM of knocks ball past opponent. I think that will really help with his dribbling, and that is a lovely little ball. Wonderful first-time finish from Bochnak. He's into double figures as well. That's 3 players into double figures this year, and at the moment, as things stand, we are going above them. Can he find another one of those balls? 3 does. Meal! Oh, what a stop from the goalkeeper. We have been absolutely phenomenal so far. Kasalik! Big header. Sajvitsky, ball across. Hmil! Saved by the goalkeeper. Hmil again. Nope. Well, there we go. Half time. Absolutely brilliant performance, but we needed to. We should be 2 or 3-0 up at this point. Now we've got options overload in the middle. Zaborowski's through. Men to the back post. Hmil's one of them. Saved again. How have we not scored more than 1 goal in this match? Bochnak flicks it down for Zuba. Across for Janowski. Kokoschka's save. Kasalik. Cleared away, get across there. Oh my god. Zaborowski? He's all the way through? Bochnak, it's 2-0, and that's surely us going into Europe next year. Mateusz Bochnak, when you need him, he scores 2 minutes from the start of the game and 2 minutes from the end, and it is gonna be 2-0. We've deserved this. This has been an absolutely phenomenal performance when it was required. Zaborowski's got 2 assists on the night as well, rolls it across for Bochnak, and that is brilliant stuff. This is a perfect performance from the guys today, literally flawless. And there we go, we're gonna do it. There we go. That's the final whistle. Polonia Warszawa 2, Wisła Prague 0. We've jumped above them on the final day. 1 point clear. What a performance that is. We should have won this game about 5-0, but it doesn't matter because Bochnak's got 2 goals. Zaborowski's got 2 assists. Come on! Yes! That's what we needed. I just want to make sure we actually are into Europe, though. Big moment now. Yes! EC, by our name, we have qualified for the Europa League next year on the final day with a 2-0 victory, and we really, I feel like over the course of the year, we've deserved that. Look at the goal difference compared to them as well. We've just had some weird patches. That is sensational stuff. We've been given £821,000 for finishing there, which means our bank balance is looking delicious. Oh no, wait, no, sorry, that's more money, isn't it? Coming first in the squad rewards, we've got another nearly 400k from playing the most under 21 players, and that is why I love this league. So that's the championship group. We know all about that. Let's have a look at the relegation group. That's kind of wrapped up now. Arca do actually go down as Wisła won against them on the final day. Quick gander at the Fortuna League. So as you go, Pogon coming up there. Wait, yeah, no, playoffs. Oh, there's still more games to go in that league, isn't there? But there's a clear champion at least. And Skra have gone down. Big Shaq will be very, very annoyed about that one. Just dropping down a further level. Look at this. 4 B teams in the top 4 positions. So 5th placed Piast are coming up as champions. Great. And Krobry have got 45 points. Krobry finished 10 points from relegation and they're promoted with a negative goal difference. So the first of those teams that came into Europe this season was Rakov, interestingly. So they eventually got knocked out by AEK Athens on penalties, it would seem. So they were bloody close to coming through in the Euro Cup. So the Europa League best placed 4th qualifying round. That's where they reached. So not bad. Don't know how they did that for their coefficient though. Legia this year did not manage to get into the Champions League group stages. As you can see, they were eventually knocked out by Victoria Pilsen of the Czech Republic. They then went into the Europa League qualifiers and they did actually play in the Europa League group. They got a win against Rijeka. They got a win against Anderlecht 3-0. But I don't think they got out of their group, unfortunately. No, they came 3rd in their group with a couple of victories, but those victories are good for coefficient points. So not bad for them. Nicely done. Lech had a bit of a poorer time. They got through a couple of rounds, but then got knocked out by Feyenoord 6-0 on aggregate in the best place 3rd qualifying round. So they actually did the worst. This is where things get very interesting, though. As you can see, Legia got into the group stages comfortably. They were in Group C, which they won. They won 4 matches as well. Drew another one. They finished above Sporting in their group. What a result. They then knocked out Ludogorets in the next round, 2-1 on aggregate, to go through another round, before sadly being beaten 6-1 on aggregates in the second knockout round by RB Leipzig. But that is a lot of coefficient points for Legia. As you can see, just looking at it, they've gained 12 coefficient points, their best ever, I think, this year, which could really help us. That is legitimately brilliant. You can see this. This season, we gained 8.5 coefficient points, just like we did last season. Legia have been... Those two have really tore it up the last few years. And also, it's because we're getting rid of some poorer scores. But next year, we're going to have a 30.5. Let's just see what that actually means. That means that next season, we're going to be 10th in the coefficient standings. We're moving up from 15th to 10th. We've not even got into Europe yet properly. And the actual Polish league itself has moved from 21st to 10th in 5 years. That is magnificent stuff. Does that give us even more qualification points next season? Oh, damn. Fucking damn. Check this out. Check this out. So no, we don't get any more qualification places. But as you can see, we're going from 15th here, where we get a best place qualifying second round, and one of these, we move to this. We get an automatic Champions League group stage spot for someone, which means the league winner next year is going to automatically go into the group stages. That means huge money. And the second best team will go straight into the best place qualifying round 2. Not too bad. Well, there we go. What a finish to the season. A bit inconsistent after Christmas, but we did enough to get ourselves over the line in 5th place with a magnificent win on the final day. What a season it has been. We're in Europe next year. It's going to be great. Analysis video coming up later tonight. I'm actually going to have to do the transfer window and then record it later today, which is something I don't like doing because it doesn't give me as much time. So hopefully I can still find some players. We'll probably join you guys at the start of next season on our first European game, just because I feel like that'll be more fun. It might actually even be earlier, because I feel like it's concentrating on Europe is more important since we're in there. Even though we haven't won the league yet or done anything like that, I still think Europe's more fun to kind of concentrate on, since that's kind of the point of the save. Anyway, analysis later today. If you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you have, drop a like on the video. That'd be fantastic for us actually getting into Europe in our first ever season in the top flight. Well, not first, you know what I mean. Drop a like, that'd be fantastic. Not for me, just to boost the channel. That'd be awesome. Well, I suppose that is for me, but you know what I mean. And I'll see, if you're new, subscribe. Do that too. That's fun. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. The Gopnik garb has arrived, so that will be brought out as well. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.